He's a 9, but he thinks German wine is way better than Austrian wine. So maybe the best thing about the wine industry is all the people that you meet. I met these 3 ladies while traveling around the wine world. They all work in wine in some capacity. So I met Bella on a press trip. She was doing PR for what I think is maybe the best agency in Europe, Wine & Partners. I met her at an auction at the Douro in Portugal. I met Christina in Barcelona, Spain. She's Lithuanian. She's doing a lot of representation of organic Spanish wineries. And she's married into a family of a pretty famous winery in Monstant. I met Elena while I was shooting my Vino Nobile content down in Tuscany. Now she's moved on to a winery in Chianti, Classico, which produces pretty good wines, by the way. She's also super geeky, travels to Burgundy a lot to taste. I remember when I first met her, she said, yeah, I'm reading a book about the Côte de Beaune. And they're gonna be rating guys based on wine preferences. It's gonna be very simple. I'm gonna give them a number and then a scenario, and then they're gonna re-rate.
What kind of question is that?
Let's get some Zoom calls going. Let's give them a call. Okay, Bella. Ready?
Yes, let's go.
He's a 7, but his main profile picture on Tinder or whatever dating app, it's a nice picture of him in the vineyards in Wachau.
9.
Wow!
Yeah. I mean, come on. That's where I'm from.
He's a 5, but he always says Garnacha instead of Grenache.
That's sweet. Is he Spanish?
No, he's not.
That's still sweet. I mean, Chito Grenache, the motherhood place of Grenache is Spain. So to call it Garnacha, I think it's nice. What was his score?
He said he's originally a 5.
A 5. Oh, I think it's quite sweet with the Garnacha. Let's add him a couple of points. 7.
Because you're from Emilia-Romagna. He's a 9, so he's very good, but he thinks the food from Tuscany is better than the food from Emilia-Romagna.
If you include the wine, I can agree. If you consider wine like a sort of food, I can agree.
So he would stay at 9 if we include wine. What if he did not including wine, just the food?
Probably he has never tasted anything from Emilia-Romagna before, so I would present him the typical kitchen, and then if he doesn't change his mind, okay, next.
So he's a 0. He would be a 0.
3.
He's a 9, but he thinks German wine is way better than Austrian wine.
Oh, ooh. He's a 9, right? I guess he's then 5.
Wow! You're kidding? You're gonna knock him down that much?
Yes. He's a little uncultured, I think. If you can't value the right Grüne Veltliner, sorry, man.
He's a 5, but he knows the difference between Monstant and Priorat.
That's not that big deal. I mean, I would expect from somebody I'm meeting at least for coffee to know this difference. So,
But he's not from Catalonia. He's not from Spain.
yeah, but still, I mean, he knows the difference. Okay, and he can compare, and if he's been there. I mean, if he, I would make him a little questionnaire to see how deep is his knowledge about each. And if I can see that apart from separating the regions, he can also give me some more details, I would bring him up to 7.
He's a 3, so he's not the best, but he goes to Burgundy 2 times per year to taste, and he would take you with you.
Okay, can become 8.
He's a 4, but on a first date orders a Grüne Veltliner from Wachau.
Oh, wait a sec. Question between. Where's the first date? In the Wachau? In Austria?
In Austria, in Vienna, but doesn't matter. Let's just say it's in Vienna.
Stays a 4. Not very creative.
Okay, what if he changed? Okay, what if you're like in Paris or New York City? You're not in Austria.
Okay. Then it levels up. Yeah, okay. He's from 4, probably 6.5.
He's a 6, and he's not Spanish. He's not from Spain, or he's not from this region, but he loves the grape Mencia.
He's a 10. Just start. You probably know Mencia. If I had to drink one grape the rest of my life, it would be Mencia. Gosh, I shouldn't say this because I represent a variety of Spanish winemakers and regions and wines, but I just cannot be objective with Mencia.
He's only a 2, so he's not so good, but he has a big cellar, a big collection of all the crus from Côte de Beaune, and he's willing to share.
Okay, he's willing to share.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it can become 7 because it doesn't have Côte de Nuit. If it also has Côte de Nuit, 9.
He's a 6, but he knows how to cook really, really well, and he knows how to pair food and wine. So first, second date, cooks for you.
8. Husband material.
He's an 8, but he thinks Portuguese wines are way better than Spanish wines.
Okay, I'm open to do a blind tasting with him.
He still is not convinced, though. He's done it. He knows his stuff. He's not convinced. He's going to be stubborn.
As long as he sends me a case of his favorite, a box of his favorite wines from Portugal, which I love, so I leave him with 8.
Okay, he's a 6, but he loves the wines from La Sala del Torriano.
Okay. Okay, then it can be 10.
By the way, I'm drinking the Chianti Classico Gran Selezione. I asked Elena for a sample, but because this wine's so good, I haven't tasted it since I saw you in Tuscany. And it's in the morning, and I'm actually contemplating on drinking it instead of tasting it. This is your favorite wine that you make, right?
Yeah, maybe not the everyday wine, but that is the wine that totally convinced me to come to work here.
Can you just tell me a little bit about La Sala del Torriano?
Our focus to produce high quality wines organically. We have actually 30 hectares, but we make only 50,000 bottles. We have a small cellar, therefore not all the wine fit in the cellar, so we choose only the best of the best to make our wine.
I was so happy because when I tasted it, I remember I said in my mind, I wasn't taking notes, I was like, this is to me 94 point type of wine, and I looked it up and I saw John Sabo, Master Wine in Canada, gave it 94 points. So he's an 8, but he's just a wine journalist.
What kind of question is that?
Hey, women care about professions. Come on.
It's his only job.
Yes, that's his only job.
Stays an 8 if he's happy doing it.
He's a 6, and he's not from Catalunya, but he knows the difference between cava and corpinat.
Okay. That's nice. He's an 8.
He's a 3, but he loves Vinyes Domenech.
That's easy. Everybody loves Vinyes Domenech. Can we pinpoint the scenery there of the natural oasis of Grenache? He's a 9.
Whoa! He's a 7, and he's a winemaker, and he farms biodynamically, but he's very evangelical about it. He's all about Rudolf Steiner using the horns, the way he lives his life. He's very strict about it.
That's a problem about the biodynamic producers, you know, the ones who are like super radical. I think that's what makes that many people decide not to drink, like stop appreciating and think that biodynamics is actually, kind of a mystic witchcraft. It's about the radical people. So I don't like anything that's too extreme. He was 7.
Yes.
He goes to 5.
He's a 3. So he's not great, but he's a really good dancer.
Okay, 10.
She's a 5. We'll say 5. But he loves Sangiovese.
8, 9.
Do you like Sangiovese more than Nebbiolo? You prefer Nebbiolo?
Really, it depends. Since Nebbiolo can grow only in Piedmont or only in specific areas, whereas Sangiovese can grow everywhere in Italy. Actually, it's the most planted vine variety in Italy. Therefore, Sangiovese in general can change a lot according to the place where you are. Therefore, if you mean Sangiovese from Tuscany, Sangiovese from Chianti Classico, okay, which is totally different from Sangiovese from, I don't know, Romagna, but also Marche, also Lazio, because really depends. Whereas Nebbiolo, it's very hard to grow. Therefore, Langhe is the perfect area. I think that the best Sangiovese can be compared to the best Nebbiolo, to the best.
Yeah, I agree
probably.
too. So you like the site specific, like Burgundy. Okay, he's a 6. But his idea of a first date, he does something creative, and he does a blind tasting of fine wines with you.
Tough one. He's a 6, right? Probably a 5. Because I don't want to get blind on the first date.
He's a 10, but he really dislikes Monstant.
When me and the guy are not supposed to like the same regions, I think it's even a nice conversation always to have and to compare. And we don't have to share the same wines all the time. It's fine. He's still a 10.
He's a 9. So he's really, really high quality guy, but he hates Lambrusco.
Most of Lambrusco are not the best, but if he's willing to change his mind, it can be 9. If he doesn't want to try to discover something, a hidden pearl, it becomes 5, I don't know.
If people are willing to try different wines or try different foods, it tells a lot about their personality, right?